Welcome to the Canterbury preview. This is part 2. We'll look at the last 3 from Canterbury. I just want to mention a few things housekeeping wise first. Glenn will not be at the preview show on Friday or at Randwick on Saturday or for the rant on Monday because he's Cairns bound. But Dicko will have his presence felt. I imagine the race meeting will be at Caulfield. Obviously John McLeod will be doing his best for the Eagle Farm meeting, which features a Group 1 race and the Grand Prix and Glen Logan Park Stakes and all those semi-feature races from Eagle Farm. Also want to mention that Hearts Racing, which does a very good job of organising very tiny shares in racehorses. Check out heartsracing.com.au and you'll be able to check out the Chris Lees filly that they have on offer and a Darren Weir colt. So a Hinchinbrook filly with Chris Lees, who we've spoken about quite a lot on this show, and also a reward for effort colt with Darren Weir. And one final point on Chris Lees, one of our shares has fallen through in the Lope de Vega colt, so I'm not sure if it's still available, but it may actually be available. So there's 5% available in the Lope de Vega colt to be trained by Chris Lees, temporarily named Penjob Gord.
Yes. Oh God, I hope we get the name through. It just everything fits, doesn't it? Well, I hope we get the name through and you know it lives up to it. It does the job, yeah.
And not the Penjob.
No.
Race 5, 3-year-old race, which is initially exciting, and then you get into it and you go, really? $4.80 Shield Wall, $4.80 the City Debutante Nacho Libra, $5 Thard out of the Scone Restricted Guineas, $7 Pound Sterling, $8 Power Law back in distance, $17 Munjai, and sorry I missed $13 down the bottom, Thai Boxing. Both of those runners are emergencies yet to get a start. Pound Sterling obviously gets well forward. There is some suggestion that the Reverend Demon will hold his position with blinkers on. It's one of those starts, Gord. It's 1580 tomorrow because the rail's at 8 metres, and so they need to start it as far back in the chute as possible, so they've actually extended the distance because of the excess circumference. Because it starts on a bend, it's not that easy to get across. Yes, you find horses aggressively holding their position on the inside because they don't have to hold them for long.
Well, and this is the thing with the way the track plays tomorrow too, isn't it? Which is why particularly these next 2 races, could be interesting, and our tune could change dramatically. Yeah. So take anything, particularly I say with a grain of salt.
On the face of it, just putting aside the.
Well, I don't know whether I'm giving a chance to a horse in this race, last chance, but there's a couple of things I like about number 7 Power Law.
Yeah, let's start with him.
Well, I mean, if we get to this part of the day, I think they're sort of throwing the kitchen sink to try and get a win out of this horse's preparation. You know, it's a little bit of an afterthought, but I know it doesn't have good stats at this distance, but I actually think back in distance does suit it a little bit.
Yeah. And
the fact that it comes from Saturday Metropolitan with Jay Ford aboard to Wednesday Metropolitan with Brenton Avdulla aboard, they'll be seriously having a crack at this, and it is barrier 3, so there is some sort of case you could make for it may get into the right spot if it's fence on fire.
Yeah, well look, there is a bit of kitchen sinky stuff about this race because, starting at the top, Shield Wall, $4.80 equal favourite. Look, I understand that. She returned to town, she raced 1 hour, went back, she had every chance, she ran reasonably well. Bowman will give her every chance again. Nacho Libra, Gord, any opinion there? Unfashionable stable, sort of raced up on the speed in a fast run race at Hawkesbury, but...
Well, what I'm saying is it's done nothing, other than it's won.
Yeah,
which obviously counts for something, but other than that, there's just nothing that I can give a tick to. Yeah.
It seems quite screwed down in the market. Thard, who is third up, resumed on the Easter Monday meeting up the inside, and then had a break and went to Scone and came from the back to finish.
I wasn't very impressed with its run at Scone. I mean, a lot of people are going to look and see France Prized Icon and Sprite, and this thing only just got beaten, but it was also, there were some rather weak horses very close to it in the finish.
It's a bodgy race. Yeah. I think it's a bodgy race. Pound Sterling goes up to 1580. He is now looking like Warwick Farm wet. I mean, there's now 2 instances of running particularly well at Warwick Farm in the wet first up. So this just looks. I mean, I like to find horses that could easily find the lead, but he's just scrapping, I think.
Yep.
So certainly Power Law to make the case for that.
Well, we're against a fair percentage of the market there, Mark. So this does open up other stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. Down the bottom, Munjai wasn't entitled to win. It won a crappy race at Newcastle last start, but had no right to win the race at all. And Thai Boxing comes out of the Scone Friday Maiden, where it just seems a horse that getting to the mile with Karen on board, it's a sleeper. Certainly well enough found in the market, but I would keep your eye on that. Perplexing race.
There's a couple. I mean, so it is. One comfortably at Kembla Grange. There's lots of little stuff there, but
like
it's similar to a few of these in this race. That's why I'm just going for the one that's actually run against some decent horses and not been beaten far, which is 7 Power Law.
I in fact marked him favourite. The penultimate, again over 1580, this time for the 4-year-olds and up. And $4 Estic Raj, the plunge winner at Scone, second up on that occasion. $5.50 Speed Hero back from Saturday. $7 Outbeatnik on a 7-day backup from Warwick Farm. $7 Fleetior, $11 Fantasize, $12 Montagnac, $15 Collateral, $15 Surfing Safari. That'll do me. Surfing Safari gets well forward. Courtley will try and get forward. I can't imagine he's fast enough here. Seeking Asylum could go forward up in distance from a wide gate rather than inside gate. Fantasize could go forward. I'm Bulletproof will try and get forward. Fleetior will obviously press on. And this may be the key to why our Estic Raj is safely ensconced as favourite, because it does look a pressure race. Are you with him or against him?
I couldn't make up my mind, particularly when our Beatnik is also in the race, and I'm just got this feeling, because you know our Beatniks win at Scone and then as disappointed ever since, and I'm thinking, and then so I've done our Beatnik and give it a negative for that, and then I look at
Estic Raj
and I go, oh my God, this isn't going to be the same situation. It's like, because it was an incredibly stylish win. It was very, very impressive. So that's the style. But then the other one I sort of half found, I had question marks about the fact that it's just a low percentage probability, and that's number 1 Speed Hero. So look, I'm in a bit of confusion in the race.
He was determined the other day in a Saturday race that's just struggling to hold its head up a bit. Yeah, he's a bit one-dimensional Speed Hero. He's just going to get back in the second half. So, I mean, it's one of those situations where we like to be cute and clever, but you are going to make all your money on horses that settle in the first 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things that it's so exciting to back a blousing winner, but they pay the same money.
Yeah, well, Speed Hero is one where, you know, I have price orientations for particular horses, and I don't know whether it's going to get into that bracket for me, but I am interested in it because,
Outbeatnik is a horse that you had interest in Wyong, and then he was reasonable at Rosehill in the same race as Speed Hero, started the same price, and then he ran last week and tried hard. What is he? I noticed the market seems quite easy or soft on him, softer than I thought they would be on him. No opinion there?
I'm sort of, that's it for me. Like, you know, I was pretty keen first start at Wyong, and I thought it was unlucky and should have won. Then was definitely going to be interested in it at its next start in the roguish Speed Hero race, and I just thought Speed Hero's run was superior to our Beatnik, so look, I'm struggling with this race.
Right, and another of your horses, Fantasize, who disappointed at Hawkesbury. She's third up off a let up, and she hasn't seen this distance. She's by authorised. She really should be at this distance at the stage of her career.
Yeah, penned for me. I've had enough.
One more horse to mention is Montagnac, who is a bit of an up and down horse, but her city win was at a mile. She was not really suited back at 1400 in a slowly run mares race the other day. Just seems a bit of a more suitable setup for a horse that's scraping around, but was struggling a bit, but seems a middle peg chance. Look, four was eye-catching in the sense that eye-catching because they backed him so heavily as well. It's like, this horse has come back. This horse, we finally worked him out. You know, he's run a decent race at Kembla that has produced all those winners.
Yeah.
And then he's got the job done there. Obviously, The course may be a bit problematic for him. You know what Bowman's going to do. He's just going to try and be very clever.
So it was one where I was, 20 starts for 2 wins. I'm not normally backing a horse like that, but I think you can pretty much just go off this preparation.
The nightcap. We're back to $12.50. It's all ages, or no 2-year-olds in this race, but $3.60 our favourite Bratislava. $6 best guess off a bit of a break. $7 Lemmy Astray. $8.50 is Satirical Magic. $12 Epitomise. $15 Radical Impact. 17 Skillful and 17 Metallic Crown. The first up winner on a Saturday last time in, and first time back at Wednesday for a long, long time. But good speed here. Best guess down on the inside. Next level, Epitomise, Lemmy Astray, Radical Impact. Bratislava is hoping for a reasonable position. So it looks a race with some pressure. And Helensburgh Ham, I should mention, totally uncertain. Couldn't get near them at 1,000 the other day, but we'll be searching forward from his outside gate. Anything of interest here?
Oh, well, I had a lot of question marks. Two, I thought could have won that race last start by a little bit more. Just seemed a little bit soft through the line, and then so I note that, and was still sort of had a chance of putting it on top, and then I see that it's also Brenton of Dollar to Nick Haywood, so I'm going to be against number 2. The one I actually found was number 1, Metallic Crown. I don't know why I'm doing it to myself, but as you know, I like longer distance trials and more of them, but for some reason or other, I think this horse just might be like super fresh first up type. Yeah, and it trialled against some serious horses, Tycoon Taro, Kadiro, Dark Steel, and was competitive. It looked solid to me. So yet again the question mark when Waller puts the apprentice on, but it's just definitely a weight basis here, isn't it?
It is. Well, look, he did
I
win.
still don't want it.
He did win on PNSMA first up. It's a price thing.
Yeah. So at the odds, I will be backing it for sure because it's going to be over $10. And geez, I had a few question marks like lead me astray. No, I don't think so. I mean, what's his trainer doing? You've got to get back to the 1,000 metres for God's sake.
Scratching so many times. Yeah. Well, he doesn't know what he's doing. Best guess, any opinion there?
Well, I mean, it's interesting that it was quite a dominant win, not being franked by the horses behind, but did absolutely annihilate them. And then had excuses, was lame last start, wasn't it? So whatever that means.
And, sort of working wide.
But it's 4 start first prep, so...
Yeah, look, I went a bit cold on it. I would say that Bratislava has more aces than you may imagine. He's very seasoned, he's third up, he's got form on the track. Brenton Abdullah did a good job to get him away from gate 1 the other day. I think he's better drawn out there. Obviously, he requires a decent ride. So that, once again, also may be price dependent. So that's what
it's sort of funny with, like, a chic horse, 6 starts, 3 wins, a second and a third, and is that price, isn't it? Like normally...
He's a tradesman.
Yeah.
He nothing flash. I also want to mention is a horse that you probably should never mention, but Radical Impact does try very hard at this course. Has blinkers off for the first time in a long time, which may be interesting. Look, he just tries particularly hard at this course and distance. I'm
saying something weird could happen in this race too. It's just...
Well, you already tipped something weird. Metallic Crown, El Megorian.
It's a group horse.
Indeed. That 3-year-old group form. Yes. On that note, we may wrap it up, let Gord get to soccer training. So don't forget, I'll have staking plan for Canterbury tomorrow and a comprehensive set. And watch this space. We'll see you on Friday for a Randwick preview. Catch you then.
See you guys.